Welcome back, guys, to a new episode. We've got something so special for you this episode. It's a giveaway. We've teamed up with Ziggy, which I'm super pumped about.
Like, how cool is that for him? Like, he always uses Ziggy.
Oh, man. It's been really fun and exciting to have these guys jump on board. And to celebrate, we're giving away a Ziggy. So this is a brand new portable Ziggy, and it's valued up to $349.
So you can set up like what we've got.
Yeah, literally have the same setup as us. If you've got a caravan, if you're at home, I don't know, you're going around camping trips on the weekend, you can take this thing everywhere. It's so cool.
It's cool to be able to just barbecue with your friends and have that with you all the time. So this is your opportunity to get one and do what we do.
Yeah. So you're probably wondering, how do I enter this competition? All you have to do is make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave a comment on the bottom of this episode and tell us what I've cooked on the Ziggy. That's it.
That's it.
Super, super, super simple. We didn't want to complicate anything. Make it quick and easy for you guys and give you the opportunity to win something brand new.
So if you want to see any of the terms and conditions, it's down in the description below. You can also hop onto the socials and we're going to have a post about this and the terms and conditions are in there. But again, literally subscribe to the channel and then just pop a comment below with what he cooked. But I can give you one hint. It's not a pork roast. So don't put that in. Even though we love our pork roast, it's not pork roast.
Don't like think you know the answer straight away, because a lot of people do go straight for the pork roast, but it's not. We're mixing it up. We're starting to do a few more cook-ups on the Ziggy, and we're going to start experimenting and pushing some boundaries and doing some really cool sort of, I don't know, recipes. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, you can win yourself a brand new Ziggy just by doing those two simple things: subscribing and commenting. That's it.
I guess you're going to want to know when we draw it as well. So next week, right before our episode, we're going to do probably an Instagram live video and we'll do a random pick from our comments. So if you want to see what happens with that, just hop onto Instagram. If not, we will find the commenter and we will leave a note on it letting you know you won next week, right before the next episode.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Good luck, guys.
Enjoy the episode. Welcome to Big Oz Explorers. We've been touring in a caravan for over a year now and have learned a lot about how to manage in a tiny home while travelling around Australia. I'm Shan, and this is Chris, and our kids Jada and Jack. Follow our family and live van life through our eyes while we take you on the trip of a lifetime around Australia's hotspots. Click the subscribe button to join our adventure every Thursday and stay up to date with everything Big Oz. Good morning. I'm tuning in from Broome at the moment. We've actually been here about 2 weeks and now we're going to be on our way back down south. We have no idea where we're going, but I thought I'd just give you a quick rundown on what the caravan looks like when we've actually packed up. So I haven't recorded me actually packing up, but I'm going to give you a bit of a tour. So this is our bed area. At the moment we carry around 3 chairs. So there's one for me and Chris and one for Jada. And then this is my macrame banana hanger as well. So these things all just stay on the bed. They actually don't move on like the most extreme corrugated road, which is crazy. And then just down the back here is actually the TV tucked in between our pillows. So that's that portion of it. So this is our kitchen area, and here pretty much everything goes into the sink. So this is the Crazy Dog canvas bag that we had made to go into the sink. It's waterproof, so you can put everything in there, so no matter what water comes back up or anything, it's totally dry and safe. So I've got everything in here that normally sits on the kitchen bench. This is our knives. So this is a question I get all the time. What do I do with our knives? I simply just roll them up in a tea towel and I shove them in here. The only reason I do it with these particular knives is because I love them. They're supposed to stay really, really sharp. These ones here stay on all the time, and on the most extreme of corrugated roads, I think it's been about there, and I just put them back up. But these ones seem to stay really well. The other ones, I just don't really want to risk it. The few times I have left it there, they just stay. But still, I don't know. They're my favourite knives, so I just look after them. That's Chris on the stabilizer legs. Then we've got the coffee machine in the corner. Oh my goodness. So then down here, so the pantry, it has a lock on it, and that's because this little latch here is actually like plastic inside. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. So this little like plastic latch up here, and the bit that it connects to here has broken. So we've just got to get a new one of them. So in the meantime, this latch holds it in place and it does a job. It's also good for Jack. Then on this drawer here, we've also got another one. So this is actually an oven holder, so you're supposed to do it on your oven door so your oven door doesn't open at home, like a baby protector latch sort of thing. But we just do it because, you know, there's scissors and cutlery and all the knives and forks, and before you know it, everything's out and it's just trashed. So that's on there just really to stop Jack, not for anything else. And then of course the oven, which I don't use as an oven, holds a lot of stuff. So this is my potatoes and onions, and then extra storage just for really cooking stuff. That's all that really lives there. Sometimes if I've got leftover bits from a carton, they'll go in there as well. All right, so next we've got the freezer and the fridge. So as you can see, they both got latches on them. Reason for this is partly because of Jack and partly because sometimes they like to open. So the freezer itself, this one we've never ever had a problem with, even before we had the latch on there. It's always fine. The fridge, however, if it's really full in the door, sometimes it's been known to open and it's all the way back here and you end up with fridge food everywhere. So by putting this on, it stops Jack getting in, but it also means that we have no issues while we're on the road. And these things are just from Bunnings. They're not expensive, they're just cheapies. So moving on, microwave in here. We have Microwave Buddy from Navigator just to protect our plate. So the next area is the bunk beds. So not really much goes on here. Jack's bike lives underneath here. It probably could go on the bike holder. I don't know, we've not tried, but we've just always left it there. And then this is our table and benches from Austrail. So that's been a really cool addition too. We'll have to tell you more about that at some stage. But yeah, it fits, look how perfectly it fits in the hallway. So that just sits there, it doesn't move, it's fine. And like the kids' toy boxes, they all stay up on their beds and they don't move around at all, they're fine. So Jack's one is tucked in there as well. Our washing line goes into Jack's bed. So yeah, Jack's bed is like my stash spot sometimes if I've got something unusual to carry. And then finally we've got the bathroom. So in the bathroom, not much changes really. I just leave everything as it is. This toilet roll here, I often forget to put that away, and if you do, it'll end up probably like somewhere up here next to the bed area, and before you know it, you got to ravel it all back together. So if you can remember it, try and remember to put your toilet roll anywhere that's secure, and that would be really good. But the main thing in here that needs doing, this is the latch on the shower. We open the shower, is our shower stuff. So in there, I just put our basket in, soaps and things, the shower head. Don't forget the shower head, because if the shower head falls off, imagine it just hanging here and swinging for all that time when you're driving. You really just don't want that. So everything goes in the basket, and yeah, that's really about it inside. So if you've been with us from the very, very beginning and you've watched our Q&As and things like that, you'd know that we bought this caravan off the floor. So it wasn't necessarily what we chose. We had actually built a caravan. So we chose our design, paid our deposit, and then COVID happened and we didn't get the dream van that we initially wanted. However, this one was very similar. It did have a third bunk in it. So I don't know, at the time we didn't really see it as a downfall. It was just something that happened in a sense, and I still don't see it as a downfall, but there are pros and cons to having an extra bunk. So at the moment, we store down here, this is our generator in the corner of all things. It's a 2.2 kVA Yamaha, so it's actually quite large, so that just lives in there. These are dirty bed sheets because I've just changed sheets, so ignore that. The bike, the step stool, our washing basket, and then this container up the back has like extra nappies, extra wipes, swim nappies, formula, just heaps of stuff to do with Jack really, and then we've got wipes and nappies there for him as well. So this area has been really, really good to store extra stuff in the caravan, and it's kind of an area that most people don't have in a van. It ends up being like under your dining table or on the seats or something like that. So it is really cool having an extra bunk to have the extra indoor storage. However, because that's there, Jack and Jada, so Jack can still sit up in his bed. Jada can't actually sit up because her head touches the roof. And the other thing that's usually in a van, similar to this with bunks, there's an outdoor hatch to storage that's underneath both of the beds. So we don't have that outdoor hatch and we don't have that extra storage area outside. And ideally, you know, that's where you're going to put your chairs, or you're going to put, I don't know, a little side table, your stools, like, you know, balls, like bits and pieces that you can just shove away somewhere in a sense. So not having that hatch, this third bunk helps for that, but that's also a reason why our chairs end up being on the bed, because there's no other option. So obviously if you've got 2 kids and you can avoid having that third bunk, stabilize the legs. I think that was the last one. It sounds so loud. So yeah, obviously if you can avoid having that third bunk and you can have that extra storage hatch, I personally would go that option. Everyone's different, you know, but to me that's much more usable space, having an outdoor hatch that you can access from the inside as well, than having a third bunk that you can only access on the inside. There are actually tiny hatches underneath this third bunk, but they're only like, I don't know, 15 centimeters deep or something, so they don't fit a lot. I put like paperwork in there, some extra linen, extra sandalwood sticks, like bits and pieces. Oh, our side runner, like shade sail that goes on the Kedda track, that's under there as well in one of them. So small things fit in there, but it's not useful. But anyway, just fun facts with Sean. We're kind of like a well-oiled machine these days when it comes to pack up, so we kind of know what's involved because we've been doing it so much. Couple of cool facts as well, or hot tips I guess you should say. Apparently with these blinds, if you've got them down like this or like this, they're not actually covered under warranty when you're in transport, but by having them up it saves some of the sun coming in as well, and it keeps it just that little bit cooler in here. So we put them up. Yes, obviously no warranty cover, but in saying that, for the advantage of having like a cool environment when you get there, to me that was worth it. So yeah, we used to travel like this with everything open, and honestly if the sun's beaming in on one side for like 2 hours straight, everything is just so hot. So yeah, it's really nice to be able to put them up. The other thing, our Sirocco fans will fold them away. So the one there that's in the center, I just put it to its center spot, and then there's one up here as well, so I'll fold them away. Always check to make sure the aerial's down. However, I couldn't even tell you the last time that I put it up. We don't really do much TV. And then the other important thing as well is your roof hatch. So obviously you don't want to drive along with an open roof hatch. We've actually seen a few people recently and they've driven along with like the open roof hatch, and you try and get them over the radio, you're like, hey, such and such with the Jayco or whatever van it is, you know, please tell me you're there, sort of thing. And often they're not, and you just can imagine like when they get there, there's either dust or they've lost their hatch or like something's gone wrong. So don't forget that one, it's so easy to forget. And the other thing too is the hatches in the bathroom and the shower. Those are also same sort of situation. If you can, try not to forget them either. But yeah, overall, I mean, that's pretty much our pack up. There's not really much else involved. That's it. There's nothing else. If there's anything that you can see that you think I've missed, let me know. Like I said, for me this is just kind of day-to-day routine, so I was trying to think about what I do every time that's specific to our pack up. But if you have any questions about pack up, please feel free to drop them in the comments. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel and you're enjoying our hints and tips and you'd like more of them, please subscribe. We've got heaps of new videos coming your way. We're not going anywhere anytime soon, and yeah, we're really enjoying this journey with you guys. Are you excited?
It's an understatement, I reckon.
An understatement.
An understatement.
Mm.
I've always said, like, you get times where you go off grid for so long, you really enjoy it, but then there's a point that it comes where it's like, I could just really do with some power and some water and long showers, and
we've had it for ages now, though.
Yeah, so we've always said you've got to have a nice happy balance. You have a good amount of time off grid, and then it's nice to have a bit of on grid. And then that runs out too, and we're at that point now, and it's been, what, nearly 2.5 weeks? Yeah, 2 or 2 and a bit. Yeah. So we're ready to move, get itchy feet, want to start seeing some things, and see something new too.
Let's get it, babe. So I went into the shop and there was none on the shelves. I was like, oh, are you kidding? And I just went to the counter, I was waiting, so I'm being served. I was like, probably not going to have them, I probably should just go. And then they finished. I was like, I don't suppose, like, I know your scooters are all here, but you haven't got any of the little 3-wheeler ones. He's like, I'm not even kidding. The truck turned up about 5 minutes ago. I'll just have a look and see if we've got any more.
How good is that?
Yeah, and they had pink, blue, red, yellow, like all the different colours. I thought I'll get blue.
Everything possible.
And he said we don't have the...
Paid off.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, paid off, guys. We got in there. Got our scooter. She has no idea.
on.
She's got no idea I was filming her.
I was just telling you the story.
Yeah. Well, now everybody knows the story. We managed to jag.
I'm really glad I didn't swear.
Well, you did quite a few times.
Oh, did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
So the joys about being in a caravan and a shopping centre, very limited to where you can go and what you can do. Bloody roundabouts and tight car parks. So this should be a bit of fun. I think I'm going to have to make Sean walk.
No.
It's funny because where she is goes right at the other end.
I thought
No,
you were
it's tight. It's
Really?
too tight. Remember we caught up with B&B down there.
Well, I'll be gone for about half an hour then.
That's what I mean. It's like you
I'll
just
walk
have
the
to.
whole shopping centre.
I'll just take up.
That's all right.
6 car spots.
Do you
There
want
we go.
some honey chicken sushi?
Oh, stop it. Yes, please.
I thought we were going to be good today.
No, well, it's moving day, so technically it's cheat day.
Okay. Righto, I'll be back.
If you're in Broome and you love your sushi and like noodle dishes and soups and that,
Asian noodle.
Asian noodle. It's
That's what it's
it's
called.
very original,
Yeah.
but it's what is it? Prime West Broome Boulevard. So it's where the Woolworths
Kmart
is.
and Woolies is.
If you know where Kmart Woolies
Okay.
are, it's in that shopping
It'll
centre.
be ages.
Yeah, see you in about 45 minutes.
Bye bye. No sushi.
What?
They're shut.
Closed?
It's only 10:30.
What the hell?
What's plan B? Good cartel.
I thought for sure they'd be open on at 10:30.
Yep.
Having a bit of a lay-in.
There's no even lights or anything.
Jesus.
But it was, yeah.
That would have just topped the morning.
Yep.
I just knocked it back a notch for me.
This is Chris genuinely disappointed.
I don't know what to do now.
You won't even look at the camera. It's
No.
like, I don't want to look at the camera.
So literally, we've left Broome. We're heading down the highway. It's probably the first time ever that we've never had anything in the GPS. Both phones are just black right now. We normally have a map going or some sort of directions to
Yeah.
the next location, and we have zero.
Nothing at all.
Not a thing.
I said to Chris, I'm like, where are we even going? He said, I don't know. I said, well, what if we drive too far and we pass it? And he's like, well, then we'll go somewhere else.
We've been hanging out in Broome for so long. I'm just so keen to get it back on the road that
He forgot to think about where we're actually going.
it's not that I forgot. I couldn't care less. I'm just like, let's just go, see what happens during the day. Like, if we have to pull up, we pull up. If we don't, we keep going, whatever. So, yeah.
So it looks like we're going to go to a free camp, which I found on Wiki.
Winky.
Winky.
That's a good nickname for it.
It's
Winky.
called
Winky
Goldwire
Camps.
Overnight Stop. So I'll chuck a little thing in. But yeah, I remember driving through there. We dropped off our dump point there, I think, and it didn't look too bad.
So this is where we are, right at the back of this little dirt patch area. So there's quite a few little spots in amongst all this. It's like a little maze, I guess. Like there's one here just in front of me. There's another one over there to the left. And then this is like the access road. And they're just sort of left and right of that road. They're just scattered everywhere. So this is just before you get into the actual camping like area itself. So just keep your eyes peeled. If you got it on Google Maps or anything, you'll be able to see it anyway. It just looks like a big sort of couple of turnaround circles and that. So come in here if you want to get away from the crowds, because everybody goes in the thick of it here. But personal choice, I guess, at the end of the day. We'll make sure Jack's running back, because he come for a run and now he's going back. So I just want to take you guys up here for a quick look. I'm going to show you around just quickly, just a few of the little features and facilities that they've got here. Like it's nothing flash. It's something where if you need to dump your point, yeah, dump your, what am I trying to say? So it's a good little spot if you got a toilet you want to dump. You got toilets here if you want to stop in and use, and then you got shelter underneath here too if you want to camp up. But yeah, there's a few little things. It's good, simple, it's practical. But we've been told that from the 1st of September, everybody from sort of the northern parts will start making their way back down south, because the weather's about to change down south and it's going to get good again. And we've literally left on the 1st. But it hasn't been too busy. I must admit, it's pretty quiet. Considering the last time we came up here, there was just caravan after caravan after caravan. My hand got so sore from just going, hey, waving, giving the finger up and everything else. So, yeah, it's a big change. What do you got? Oh, you got an orange mandarin, huh? This kid is just leaps and bounds lately. Let him go. Runs everywhere now. So I've got something to show you, because if you're seeing this, it means we've kept it, we've tested it, and we have approved it. And I will go through exactly what it is. A big Oz recce, apparently. Doing the big Oz recce. But we had someone message us who does some pretty cool work with metal. They do laser cutting, and they've actually got some really cool sort of setups that they do for fire pits, sort of garden boxes, plant boxes, all that sort of jazz. We'll put in the details in the bottom here, and you can go over and check them out and see what you think. But I'm just about to unbox it, and I'm going to run through all the pieces. Mind you, this is my first time, so don't judge me if it takes me half an hour to put it together, but I'm sure it's quite easy. But we'll have a look at the quality of it and what it looks like and go from there, I guess. Well, there you go. I might have taken a little bit longer than expected, but very first time putting it together. I can guarantee you next time it's going to be very, very easy. But that is actually, I'm pretty impressed by that. That's pretty cool. Like, the laser cutting's awesome. It's high enough off the ground. It's got a big space in the middle there. It's square. Got the plate underneath there. Like, that's, yeah. I'm pretty keen and pretty happy to get a fire going on this tonight. So we've got Jada on fire duties. She's getting all the kindling together. This is her job. I don't really have to do too much because I've already got timber in the back of the caravan. Good to go.
That's Jack's kindling collection, and he gave it to me.
How's the contribution, mate?
Thanks, mate.
Good on ya.
You want to go put it over in the fire? You go put it with the fire, Jack.
I guess at least he got something. It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's a good start.
Yeah, super keen to get this going. Oh, the big Oz fire pit. I knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It's like a year and a half.
A year and a half. We've been looking for one. We've been looking at them ever since we left, because it was like the in thing. Well, it's not just the in thing, it's the thing. Like, there's
a lot of places where you can't have a fire unless it's raised off the ground. So that's
like the flip side of it too, because you go to places like, well, this is probably not too bad, but a lot of places you can't have an open fire. You have to have it in a fire pit, and a lot of those places are really, really cool. And to be able to have a fire, it just makes it that much better, doesn't it? It just, I don't know, there's something about having a fire that I just absolutely love.
We've always been real particular about them, mainly because they're either quite heavy, they're an awkward shape, they're hard to put together, they warp, or, you know, like, there's so many different reasons why we haven't done it, or some of them don't aerate well enough, so they apparently don't stay lit very well. We just haven't had one yet, so I'm excited for this.
I'm curious to give this a really good run for its money and just see how it performs. Like, it can look good, but it needs to be able to have fire, and a good fire at that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we'll let you know.
We'll get the kids onto the wood, and we're just going to kick back and relax. I might even have a cheeky little beer.
I was going to say, I'm ready for a ginger beer. Because it's like, this is a good spot. I'm so happy to be here. What's the time though? Is it even midday?
No, it's past midday.
Is it? Okay, just for the record, because I said that, it's 1:26 p.m.
Oh, heaps of time.
It's okay.
It's 26 minutes past beer o'clock, I reckon.
Oh, and living beer and adventures, that's their messages. Hi.
It's way too big.
Bloody big red. High five. They look like one of those big hands you get at like the football and stuff.
Yeah.
Like the big foam hands.
Jack wants to.
It's huge. They're really comfy. I like them.
Are they fluffy on the inside? Like, what are they?
Oh, they're sort of like a fire resistant sort of stuff. They're actually really soft. Here, stick your hand in it. Stick your hand in the hole. Not bad, eh?
Yeah. I feel like I'm about to go, like, be an astronaut or something. going to do something a little bit different. We're doing burgers, but deconstructed. And the reason being is because we don't actually have any bread rolls on us. Plus, I'm gluten-free, so technically we shouldn't eat them. So we're going to do deconstructed burgers. We're going to cook them up on the Ziggy. I'm also going to be doing some mushrooms, and I'll show you how I prepare them. But the burgers themselves are actually inspired by another traveling family called Free to Explore. And I can't remember if they were all... I don't think they're all vegetarian. Their eldest daughter definitely was. But they ate a lot of vegetarian food. So they introduced us to these. The mozzarella burgers. They are amazing. So you cook them from frozen on the grill and they only take 15-20 minutes. They're actually really tasty. Like when you think vegetarian, you think not tasty. They really are. So we're going to be doing these tonight with like a salad side of all the things you'd normally have on your burger, and then some baked potatoes and also some garlic mushrooms. So I'll just run you through the mushrooms real quick. So it's really quite simple. We've got some aluminium foil for on the Ziggy, and then we've used Nuttall buttery, and then we've also got some minced garlic. So all I'm going to do is lay out some alfoil, and on the base of here I'm going to put some butter. Probably looks like a lot, but it's the best way to have them. You're not eating mushrooms if you haven't got a good amount of butter, right? And then we've also got garlic as well. New tin, or new jar I should say. And I mean, we like garlic, so that'll be about enough, like so. You can see there it's just a good spread of butter and a good spread of garlic. That's all you need. And then your mushrooms. So I'm not a big fan on peeling them. I know some people like to peel them and whatnot. I don't bother. So I just stick them onto them. So I'm going to do probably 6 because it's only Chris and I that eat these. And then we wrap them up. So usually I'll kind of wrap them up. I've got one fly in here. Can you see him? I usually wrap them up kind of like a present. Now they're actually quite thick, so that's probably not going to be... Normally I've got a bit of overlay here, so you can see there's not a lot there. So I'm probably going to get one more little bit of foil so I can go crossways. So it doesn't look very posh or anything. It's just a parcel with mushrooms in it. But that's how I like to cook them up, and I'll show you them when they're done. So the only other thing that we like to do with our meal is baked potatoes. So I don't do much with them. I don't prick them. I don't cover them with oil, nothing at all. They just go in as they are, and wrap them in some foil. So here's 2 I've already done. I'll just do this last one. And for anyone who's seen our older episodes, it's shiny side in, not shiny side out. And then the only other thing that I've prepped, which was earlier, we've got some sliced avocado, lettuce, cucumber, onion, carrots, and these here, the way they look, I've actually just put them through the peeler so they end up as nice big strips, and then tomato.
Got dinner on the go. We've got the Ziggy outside. We're about to put a fire on. We're outside cooking. Doesn't get any bloody better. There's a big reason why we got this set up. So it gets us out of the caravan, it gets us outside, it gets us socialising, it gets us cooking. I don't know, it's just, I love it. And that's what caravanning is to us, is getting outside and just really enjoying nature for what it is. So I'm about to put the Ziggy on. We've got deconstructed burger tonight. Got everything you would normally have in a burger, and obviously without the bun. So what I like to do with the Ziggy, especially with potatoes, we do quite a fair bit on the Ziggy. I like to turn this on high, and I will close that lid and let it heat up. But I'm a bit running out a bit of daylight here, so I'm going to speed it up a little bit more. So what I'll do is I'll turn this on, whack her on high. I'm going to throw these potatoes in. I like to set them at about the middle, because I found with the Ziggy, with this particular one, on the top side is the hotter part, and then on the bottom side is the more cooler. Still cooks, still does everything you need to do. Might take that a little bit longer than what it would at the top, which I really, really like. Because if you're cooking, say, steaks, burger patties, sausages, all those sort of things, you can really get them cooking, get them going. But if I don't know, had to go and do something, or go and attend to the fire, or do something like that, and I'm worried about burning them, I can pull them back and put them on that bottom side so they're not going to burn and they still stay nice and warm.
Jesus! The things you do for the shot. Oh.
So they're ready. I'm going to pull them off. A little neat trick that I do is I put them underneath the Ziggy here. So when I can cook other stuff, the heat's still underneath there and it keeps them warm. So I've got more space up here to cook on. I'm going to throw these mushies on. So that's sitting pretty high at the moment. It's about 210. It'll probably ramp up. No, well, it's pretty good. It maintains its heat. So whatever it's normally at, it might drop a degree or two, but it will stay within its boundaries on low. That's why I like ramping it up, getting to where you want, and you can flick it on low and it'll stay there. Righto, my mushies are on. They smell absolutely amazing. You can see that smoke coming out there is just, oh, I can smell it sitting by the fire. So I've got the 2 patties on here, and I've got the other ones just going on. It feels strange taking them out of a little cardboard box, but these are dead set the best patties you will ever eat.
If you're into vegetarian.
Well, you don't even have to be vegetarian. I wasn't even vegetarian or anything like that, but I would highly recommend buying these and actually giving them a crack. Because they're not only are they, oh man, they're so tasty. You've got mozzarella in them. Who doesn't like mozzarella? But they're frozen. You can throw them straight on a Ziggy or any sort of barbecue, and you can cook them within 5 to 10 minutes. Done. And they're the tastiest things ever. As soon as you say vegetarian, they're like, ooh, vegetarian, yeah. It's really not like that at all. Highly, highly recommend it. Tell me you don't love them after you go to the shops and buy some and cook them and eat them for yourself. I'd love to hear everyone's feedback and a few reviews on it, because I reckon this would change you dramatically. All packed up, ready to go. I actually had a really good night here. It was crazy this morning because as you looked outside, it was just super thick fog. It was crazy. The condensation on the van and the windows last night was insane. You could feel it last night though, because by the time we'd sat down, gone inside, done a few things, and then came back out to our chairs to sit around the fire and have a couple of beers, they were almost dripping wet. Like, they were so wet. So we knew it was going to be pretty bad overnight, and sure enough, it was. So normally when it does that, we like to shut all the windows, but we'll leave 2 open, but we don't leave them open, we leave them sort of just shut, but just a bit of a gap there, because it gives a little bit of air inside the van. It's just enough to sort of not be too hot, but it lets that airflow come in as well. But yeah, other than that, last night was really cool. The fire pit went actually really good. And we're off this morning to Portsmouth. So the joy about that is it's only, I think, half an hour, 15 kilometres up the road. So we'll probably go, there was a little food store, or like a farm, and they have fresh food or fresh veggies, and whatever they're growing that day or that week or that month, they put them up in a stall there. And I think at the moment it's pumpkin, so we might go and grab one of those, and we might do our famous pumpkin soup cook up. We haven't done that for a long time. I think the last time we did that was, geez, way back at Cairns. So go up there, grab one of those. By the time that happens, we should be able to check in at Portsmouth. And yeah, go from there, I guess. Happy days. Oh, just before you drive out too, you got these huge bins. So there's no excuse to leave any rubbish anywhere.